Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, depending on where you are tuned in from, where you are in the world. Welcome to another episode of What Now? Yeah, there's still nobody in here. Instagram is so late all the time, but gotta keep the energy high. I had great energy on Monday, so I'm gonna have great energy today. My hair's a mess, but that's okay because I have a great guest today. What's up? I see you, East Team D Experience. I think that's Kermit, right? If I got it correct. Then I got Ocelot in here. Thank you guys. I hope I can bring you inspiration and motivation today again. Every Monday and Wednesday, it's time for motivation from Pay and inspiration by the guests. Today, I got a great guest, a little bit different than usual. It's not a musician, it's a sports person. Because, I was thinking there's more than just the entertainment industry. Sports is a creative industry as well. So we're going to have to get more sports people on here. They're sports fans. So this is a professional basketball player that I have. And we are going to be talking about his career, his story, his journey, but also what he is doing now, which should be very interesting to everybody that is coming up, or even just people that are just, working hard. He has some great advice for you as a financial advisor. So I see that he's in here. So I'm just going to get him in this live without any further ado. Let me see. It's not that crowded yet in here, but I don't have to do my little intro. Everybody knows what this series is about. The What Now series is about inspiration, motivation by all kinds of people in all kinds of walks of life. So let's get Kyle Casey in here. Waiting on him to join my live. This should be a great conversation. I hope everybody's doing well. I am doing excellent, still in my good energy. Hey,
Hey, how we doing?
how are
How's everything?
you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. I'm in good spirits. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you for taking the
Perfect.
time out of your working day because I know you're in the office, right?
Absolutely. I am in the office. I am in the office.
But Chris knows who I am, so he gonna give you this hour.
Hey, Chris is good with it. Chris is good with it.
Exactly.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
So yeah, for the people that are now tuned in, thank you all for tuning into the What Now series. For those who don't know what the series is about, this was created at the start of the pandemic. I am at talk number 96, I think. I've had all kinds of creative people, all kinds of inspirational, motivational people, and Kyle is definitely a person that I feel has inspiration, but just simply by the journey that you've had as a professional basketball player. And you're just an incredibly intelligent person. So I know you
I
have knowledge
appreciate
to
that.
share.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes. So you know what it is. You tuned in. My first question is, how has this pandemic affected you personally and professionally?
Um, Personally, it's been pretty tough, honestly. I was over in Japan originally when the whole pandemic broke out, and so it was interesting for me just, being in a foreign country and kind of having to adapt all on the fly. And I went through two toilet paper crises. So it was definitely a journey for me, just, how kind of like everyone, kind of having your life uprooted and
Yeah.
kind of having to find something within your life, within yourself, within your situation, or just things going on in your life,
Yeah.
to find that motivation every day, to find that passion and that purpose to kind of do something. So it's definitely been an interesting experience with coronavirus.
Yes. So you
Um,
actually came back from Japan. You were playing ball in Japan,
yeah.
and then you came back during the pandemic.
hmm
And was that for you the moment that you kind of quit playing ball? Was there, because everything got shut down, but was that for you a
Yeah,
moment where you were,
no,
was it
that
a
wasn't
break?
really my decision to stop playing. My mom also got sick this year, so
Mhm.
she got really sick, and I was kind of hanging around the States because she needed a transplant donor and stuff like that. And we were, Mark Anthony, I see you with the Harvard love, man. But I was kind of hanging around to see what was going on with her because she was really sick, and I actually ended up, staying home for 5, 6, 7, 8 months, and I'm like, man, it's been a while,
Yeah.
and I ended up being the transplant donor too. So it
Wow.
was it was good that I stayed home, but it was, it took a big hit on like just the timing of everything this season
Right.
for me to play. I'm in basketball years. I guess I'm kind of getting older. I'm 30 now, so got a few years left
Few
before
years left.
you're really
So
looking to do some other things. And I had been off for so long, and I have a ton of interest in life, and I just started. You naturally start to do other things, especially you're getting older. You've been playing for a while. You want to attack other things in life and different avenues that you want to achieve in life. And
right.
the decision between my mom's health and just where I was in life was to kind of transition over.
So you had a recovery period as well, being the
Hmm.
donor. Are you now completely 100% again?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad for me, the
Okay.
recovery period.
Well, you're an athlete, so your body's probably
Yeah.
very in good shape. But also, like, okay, so I understand that that's really a big factor in making the decision to, do something else because you want to also be there for your mom. But let's say because I don't know how the leagues are now everywhere because I'm not really that up with how the sports is moving in this pandemic. But let's say you were playing for Japan, some team in Japan. Let's say they want you back, or some other team overseas is really trying to get you back when they start up again. Would you consider it at this point?
Woo. um, Interesting question. I mean, I'd always consider it right now. The situation would have to be, appropriate and the right one for me. But like for sure, I would consider it. I love basketball.
Right.
It's opened up, numerous, countless doors for me in my life and just throughout my journey. So for sure, I would consider it. I think I'm at a point in life where, you kind of have to look at the pros and cons of a bunch of other aspects in life also.
Right.
You're not just young and with this tunnel vision dream of hooping anymore. And, um, there's just other things that I've already started doing and that I want to do and that I'm kind
Right.
of building towards at this point, like specifically.
Right.
And so, I love the game. I respect the game. I appreciate the game for literally everything it's done for me. But,
Mm,
at some point, the ball stops bouncing for everyone. Most people don't get that last bounce to be exactly what they want it to be anyway.
right.
And,
Stop at
you
the
just
height of
got
your
to,
career.
right, right, right. So, you just kind of got to I always say embrace your journey,
Yeah.
because it's really it's a journey of hills and valleys. So
It is.
you gotta really just embrace your journey and go after what you want to go after and do it with a passion and a purpose. And when that time is time, be comfortable with what you did and be ready for the next because
Right.
you don't want to block your blessings trying to hang on to something too long.
That's definitely true. So I love the fact that you made the situation because I asked a two-part question professionally and personally how it affected you, but it kind of was intertwined for you.
Hmm.
The effects of the pandemic. But I also like how you just literally, flow with it and let it take you where you think you should be right now because you are working on other things right now. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but I think it would be hard for you to combine going back to playing ball with what you're building right now. So
Right, right, right.
pretty much the pandemic has made that decision for you, and you are just blessed with the talents you have to make use of that right now and just jump at that
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So going a little bit back into you, because I want to know a little bit more about you before we go into what you do now. When did you first start realizing that you were going to play sports for a living?
I mean, I always make the joke that I came out the womb hooping, but I was super super young. Kind of settled and grew up in Louisiana for a good part of my childhood in the beginning, and it wasn't the best area, and kind of rough. I had a big family though, so like we were always athletic and we were always, just doing something. And my pops was one of eight, mom was one of nine, so I got a really big family and just always active, very active, and like just took a liking to basketball at a very young age. And I
Were you
remember,
always a tall kid?
I was pretty tall. I never went on any like absurd growth spurts or anything. I think I was just tall.
You just came out tall.
Yeah, I think I just came out tall, driving my mom crazy.
Right.
But
At what age
I've been
did you
playing
start playing
for yeah.
professionally?
Well, as soon as I left college, I went pro. So, but I've probably been playing, since I was 5, 6. I
Right.
remember, kind of walking around the neighborhood with my brother with my eyes closed, and he would just say left or right and left or right, and just working on my game at a really young age. And he's always been such a big support and foundation for me, especially when it comes to basketball. So, um, he's kind of like where it all started and rooted, and we just kind of ran with it from there.
That's great. So, I didn't know too much about you. We haven't really talked about your basketball career. We've talked about other stuff the past few
Right,
weeks.
right, right.
And so I'm very curious, like, what was for you the first big break? I don't really know how it all works in the States as far as, getting drafted or college
Oh,
basketball and all of
sorry.
that.
Yep.
So what was your first break? You say college. How does that go? What happened with you?
I mean, I would say in high school, in like the AAU circuit and stuff like that, I started kind of really getting noticed and really getting seen on the circuit. And I had a lot of success. Was probably like a top 150 player type of guy, and
Wow.
I got better as my high school career went on. So I was never like one of the top 10 guys in my class. But I was up there. I was at all the camps, at all the tournaments, the Nike tournaments, and all
Right.
that stuff. Played with Expressions, and we had a really good team. So had a really good circle around me, and built a pretty good support system that I
Right.
really just kind of chased my dreams. So I would say in high school it definitely started getting recognized for my talent, and
Right.
then. Um, that recruiting process was interesting for me. I had a lot of schools after me just because I think my progression through high school was what allowed me to continuously get scholarships.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah.
first at first I had just lower level schools, and I remember my first scholarship was when I was like, man, maybe like 14 or 15 years
Oh
old.
wow.
And I went to the Duquesne basketball camp. And I'll never forget, he brought me in the office and he was like, yeah, like we really want to offer you a scholarship here. And I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm going to Duquesne. Like, I'm going to school for free. Da, 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 da. And she's
Free.
like, just relax,
She's
baby.
like,
Like,
thank
like,
goodness.
just relax.
Oh, what's happening?
You know, uh, can you hear me?
Oh
You
wait.
still there?
There you go. Wait, you're breaking
Okay,
up. You're breaking
yeah.
up. Is it me? Is it you?
I'm good. I can hear
All right,
you.
here we
Can you
go.
hear me? Okay. Yeah, she was just like kind
Yeah,
of
I
calmed
lost you for a
down.
little bit.
No problem, no problem. You can hear me now?
Yes. You need to sit
Okay.
still because I don't trust this
I'm
walking around.
trying. I'm trying. I'm in a chair. I'm in a chair. I'm in a chair. So
Yeah,
we
every time I get start moving around, the whole connection goes bad. So sit
I
still,
haven't moved
please.
too much. I haven't moved too
I'm gonna
much.
make that one of my requirements for my guest. All
um
right, but anyway, so you got your scholarship for Duquesne, and then okay, let's move it along a
yeah, and
little
then it
bit
just
because
all
we
kind
got a
of
lot of questions.
yeah, it all
So,
started flowing
what
in.
happened in college?
College was amazing. We went to Harvard with a goal and a dream and a purpose and quite honestly, I think we came up. short in some areas, but we really, really blew it out of the water. When I first went to Harvard, it was with a plan to go there and do something that had never really been done before in terms of winning on the basketball court.
Right.
And I was really blessed with the opportunity to be one of the focal pieces of that. So,
Right.
when you have the opportunity, I was pretty stubborn. When I first wanted to, pick my schools and stuff like that, Harvard wasn't really good. And it was really just a vision that the coach had. And he had me as, a very important piece of that, a hometown guy, someone that he felt like could kind of attract the type of talent that we did need to ultimately
Right.
achieve what we achieved. And it was amazing. We went there, and before I went there and my guys went there, we were not in a tournament since I think it was 1946. And we went
Wow.
there. We've made the NCAA probably 5, 6 times since I've been there. Not all with me there,
That's
but
amazing.
when I was
So
there,
they
we
owe
got
that partly to you.
a collective effort. But by the time my guys
Yeah.
kind of got out of the Ivy League, I think we just achieved a lot that we set out to achieve. We went there to win. We went there to, prove that guys going to mid majors or Ivy League schools could really hoop, and
Yeah.
we got the team to the top 25. We got
Right.
the team. We got the team to being one of the last undefeated teams in the country one year.
Wow.
We did some cool things. I was on the first all black starting five in Ivy League and Harvard history. And so that was pretty
Oh
cool.
wow.
And we did a lot. We really did
That's
a
an
lot. And
achievement.
yeah, I mean, it's my little mark in Black history, but I'm proud of it because it's something. Yeah.
No, you should be. You should be.
Um,
And you have to understand for me, not being in the States and not knowing about this, we don't have that type of basketball situation. We don't have colleges that work with scholarships or even like tournaments like that. We don't have schools with sports
mhm.
teams out here. So it's amazing to hear that because I would have never thought that could be a thing. And, especially talking about your little blip in Black history, that's not little. That's something that I
I
mean, you could
appreciate
have
it.
put
I
out
appreciate
there, and
it.
I didn't even know that. That was not in your bio. You don't lead with that, but what did it make the news at least? I mean, the fact that you're graduated from Harvard, and you played that it's just. I mean, I don't talk to many people like that.
Right, right. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's been a humbling journey, but definitely a lot of hard work and a lot of support along the way.
Right. So you played after college. Where did you play?
So after college, I went professional. It was a journey.
It is always a journey.
Yeah, it was definitely a journey. It was definitely a journey. I did a lot of workouts and stuff. I ended up playing in the summer league with the Brooklyn Nets. And then I went and played overseas in Eastern Europe in Slovenia my first year. Shout out to the Helios Suns. I saw some guys pop in and out of here from there. And then I actually came back that following year. That was my only like short stint in the NBA, and I was with the Phoenix Suns that year.
Oh
All the
wow.
training camp, all the preseason. I was up and down from the G League, but that was my short little stint in the NBA, and went back to Europe. I played in China. I played in Japan. I've played in Hong Kong, Israel, um, a lot of
You
places,
played
and traveled.
everywhere.
Yeah, I've
So
really been around the world a lot, and blessed to just kind of see the world, have different
yeah,
experiences. Get to the level that I wanted to
different
get to. Not that
cultures.
I, yeah, not that I stuck, but basketball has really opened up so many doors for me, whether that's on or off the court, and it's been a
Right.
blessing to kind of use it as a vehicle to get to where I want to go and where I'm headed.
Right. So what a lot of people don't understand is when you don't necessarily make it in the NBA, there's so much that you can do in the rest of the world. Because I know a lot of players that had their little stints in the NBA and then came play in Europe. I've met a lot
Hmm.
of basketball players playing for my
Yeah, I mean,
hometown.
there's a
You know,
lot
we
of
have a little,
really really good talented players over in Europe.
yeah,
So you know, there's some guys that didn't make it or stick in the NBA. There's some guys that really just like the lifestyle better over there
right.
and can they're okay
And
with
you make a
making
lot of
less
money
money.
on this side too. It's insane. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I mean,
You're
honestly,
pretty
like,
comfortable. You're pretty comfortable.
I'd spoken to some of my friends and I asked them straight up at one point, you know, we were comfortable enough. I was like, I want to know what you make out here. And
Hmm.
it was good. I can see why you don't necessarily need to be back in the States. Like, you
Right,
get to do
right,
what you
right.
love and you get good money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you know,
that's
you see the
amazing.
world, and it's a lot of different experiences in the overseas life that you can just learn
Yeah,
to appreciate. It's not for everyone, but if you learn to, appreciate different cultures, appreciate the opportunities that you have to just interact with those different people and be in a different part of the world and,
right.
see different things outside of the everyday in America, I mean, it's a blessing in disguise. So
So is it true that the court over here is smaller than the court in the States? Or the three-pointer line is further?
the 3 point line is closer in Europe than it is in the
Right.
NBA. It's not a smaller court.
Right.
It's different. It's different dimensions.
Oh, right. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I kept hearing that and I'm like, okay, all right. I wouldn't know why that is though, but um is it, what are some of the, you know, as a professional athlete, you know, it's kind of similar to, you know, making it in any type of non 9 to 5 industry, I guess, so to speak. Like entertainment and sports have a lot of things in common. We've discussed that last
Yeah.
week. So, what are some of the things that you've done in your career, in your journey, that you were like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have done this," or "Oh, I've learned from that." Something that you would want to give out to whoever's watching that want to maybe pursue a career in sports.
Um, Honestly, the biggest thing I would say is always just carry yourself in a way that you wouldn't be ashamed of. You never know who's watching. Like
Did you
honestly,
do
you
that?
never. Not always. You live and you learn. But I try to for the most part. But you just never know who's watching. Like it could just be a joke you're saying with you and your boys on the court or sitting in the bleachers after you're done playing and just not knowing who's around or
Give me an
just
example. I want a solid example of something you did.
a solid
Don't be
example of
ashamed. This
something
is
I
share your
did.
experience. Yes,
I
that
mean,
made you feel like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that.
I would say my biggest downfall has always just been uh, I voice my opinion a little too much sometimes. Like I'm not afraid to let you know how I feel, and
Hmm.
there's a time and place for everything. I think honestly, just as a pro overseas, sometimes it was kind of adapting and like when I was younger, maturity thing, just so adapting to their society, adapting to their culture,
Right.
adapting to what I mean. Like I'm a big guy, kind of boisterous sometimes, and then
You're
like when I'm on the
American.
when I'm on the court, I'm like you know I'm I'm lit. I'm very
Yep.
energetic. Let me just put it like
You're
that. But
on.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on. I'm turned all the way up. So like you got to understand where you are and your surroundings a lot. I think that's a big thing. And then just staying on focus. I think it's easy to kind of have that overall goal, and even if you look at each season individually to just like have that goal for the season, but like it's really those little steps that people lose their way on, and
Right.
um, I'm definitely a big picture guy, but like be meticulous about the little things, because that's really, really what's going to set you apart from whoever,
Right, right.
wherever you're trying to go. It's the little things that really add up. I always think of Kobe, rest his soul, but like the way he trained so hard. So like if you're getting up at 4, then working at break and going at 2 and then going again at 8:30, like by the time, year 3, year 4, year 5 hits, you're so far ahead of everyone. There's
Yeah,
no way in hell they're going to catch up to you. You know what I
right.
mean? And so I really just try to take that and apply it to my life,
Yeah.
in anything that I do. Try to just do it relentlessly, do it with a passion and a purpose, and usually you get pretty good outcomes.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. Like I said, this whole platform was created to give people more knowledge and more inspiration, motivation to apply wherever in whatever area of their life. It doesn't have to be similar to your journey, but everybody has experiences that we share to make sure that other people can be more efficient about their journey, or
Hmm.
see things differently, seeing it from a different angle. Like I said, sports and entertainment have a lot of similarities. What are some of the hardest things that were for you to overcome being overseas, being away from the United States, your family, having to adjust in a different culture? What are some of the things that you were struggling with while having to be on, because you're hired to come over there, you're one of the star players? What was hard for you?
I mean, I think the biggest thing about playing overseas is the sacrifice, of physically being over there. So, you miss holidays, you
Yeah.
miss birthdays, you miss time, you miss physical time, you miss moments, and, you just miss that everyday life with people that you love and you care about. And, as a young man, as a young athlete, it's a great time in life to do it. But those are some of the hardest things to kind of do. And you come into some money, you're a young man, you're really alone with zero, you know responsibilities other than just performing. And
Right.
it's one of those
Right.
periods I look at a lot, like as a period that you can use to just kind of like sit down and get to really know yourself, because like it's a big sacrifice. You don't get to see, anyone
Yeah.
really other than electronically, or unless you bring someone out. And a lot of guys are in relationships, and a lot of guys are maybe have kids, and it's a lot
Mhm.
to up and leave, for 7, 8 months. But it's also very rewarding. So I try to always just count my blessings, and just
Yeah.
bear my burdens. I don't think there's anything over there that you can't bear, or hold, or get through.
Right.
So I think if you look at the positivity in being over there, then you know you have your moments, you have your times, but you definitely there's more to appreciate than to complain about.
Right. So, talking about that, I spoke to a lot of artists that have, that were on tour. Again, similarities. You're away from your
Hmm.
family, your loved ones. You're always working. You have to do this because this is your job.
Right.
As much as you love it, there's always, negative sides, or less nice sides to it. Um, Being a young athlete in the spotlight, especially overseas, we all love Americans and, American culture, especially sports. Um, how is that for you dealing with, women or fans, not being able to really build a relationship, or being with somebody that doesn't live in the US and then having to figure out, okay, if I go back, they're going to have to come back too. Was that something that you were dealing
I
with?
mean, yeah, it's trying to just be there for the person you care about. It's hard to just constantly be checking in, and constantly just showing that you're there, but also it's that's all part of getting someone that supports you, and just understands who you are and what you do,
Yes.
because I think that's one of the biggest things that guys run into trouble with is like it's like that lack of understanding or empathy for what we go through. It's like, oh, your
Right.
life is just glitz and
Right.
glamour, and you
Right.
know what I mean? Like everything is just so good and dandy, but like you're a whole human being off the court as well. You got a life, you got
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Your playtime is only this.
with
Your life is this.
whoever your circle is. Right, right. So like, you know, your career is really just a chapter of your life. So I think
Yeah.
you know, once you get older, you kind of get that perspective, but I definitely understand like
Right.
younger me a little more pressed about the situation, you know?
Yeah. Hey, your connection is getting worse and worse. People are losing you. I'm hearing half of what you're saying. I don't know if it's you, but is there a space where your connection is better? Yeah, now I'm losing you at all. It just amazes me that we're living in 2021. We can go to the
Can you
moon,
hear
but
me better
people's
now?
Wi-Fi's are horrible. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me better now?
A little bit. I just
Let
I
me
just
try to
don't
take my
understand.
headphones off.
I don't understand why we can fly to the moon, but we can't have stable Wi-Fi.
Right, right, right. I agree. How's this? Is this better?
It's better, yes,
All
it's
right, there we
better.
go. There we go. Maybe it was the headphones.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, this is a lot better. Thank you. Yeah, so my peoples are
Okay.
telling me you're better now.
There we
Um,
go. There we go.
Yes, excellent. Thank you. No, so yeah, that's it's a lot to balance out. Like I said, also, you know, your playtime in the court is like on court is just this, but the rest of your life outside of that is a lot, and that's something that people also with artists and musicians don't see. They only see the glitz and glamour, which is pretty much 5%, and then you have a whole life, and then especially in sports, like you said, you have a couple of years only. You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
in
mean
music, you can
it's
go further, but yeah,
right, right, and you know, sports has that kind of age limit on it. So
yeah,
you know, you can obviously try to stretch it as much as possible. You know, Aaron, I see you, buddy. Some of my guys are in here. They know my
yeah.
headphones are terrible.
You know what? I appreciate
um,
everybody. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Daryl, Postala, everybody. Yo, I appreciate everybody tuning in and enjoying the
I see
conversation.
you, Kenzie.
Yep,
But yeah,
everybody's
I
tuning
mean,
in. Yeah.
honestly, it's cool overseas though. You know, it's a great process, and you know, if you enjoy it and take the time to appreciate it, you'll be good. You'll be good.
Right.
You know.
But talking about the how did you say the limit on your years
Oh
in
yeah.
sports?
Um.
Talking about that, you have to have something in place for when you are going to retire or when you get hurt or injured. I mean, nobody's
Mhm.
to say that you can actually play until you want to stop. Something can happen. And so, you know, the friends that I have that play professional ball, they already had all their companies going while they were playing. They have people working for them. They invested in real
Yeah.
estate, all of that.
You know, so something I always try to tell the younger guys now is that like you really have a lot of time when you're hooping. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
only be in the gym for so long. You can only, you know, go work out and prepare and all that stuff for so long. So like don't just sit there and let time go by and life go by when you're quote unquote, you know, when you got the juice, you know,
Right,
like when
right.
you're on the court, like you know, you can pretty much everything you touch is gold. Anything you ask for, someone's like, oh,
Yeah,
well, you know, this is who he is. Like, don't wait until you're off the court to start trying to make networks, to start trying to build whatever you want to build after your life. Don't wait. Like, why not now, especially with everything that everyone
oh
is
yeah,
doing, like in today's day and age? Go for it. Like, don't be stagnant. I always say, you know, it's better to be busy than bored. So,
yes,
um, you know, just go for it. Keep yourself busy. Keep yourself educated. Keep yourself, you know, entertained. And like, I'll just keep going back to it. Like, just do something with a passion and a purpose
yeah,
at all times. You know, it's like I'm sure you're more passionate about something other than just what you do occupationally.
No,
So
see, that's where I gotta cut in. Not a lot of people think further ahead because people don't always grow up in in an environment that stimulates that mind state. And so what I've noticed talking to all kinds of different peoples in all kinds of walks of life all over the world, not everybody sees it like that. And so this is a nice segue into, your life now.
yeah. hmm
Um, you saying, you have a different passion, you do everything with passion and purpose. What is your passion and purpose today?
So post career, I really got into trading in the stock markets and investing a lot. So, right now, like I'm a financial advisor at a firm called 24 Wealth in Connecticut. So right now my goal is to just help people save, manage, and invest their money that they are making. I've, handled my money pretty well throughout my career, and it was just something that I was very interested in. And quite honestly, I just don't think there's enough players trying to help and like even putting themselves in a position to help each other.
Yeah.
Outside of coaching, like I got so many people asking me, "Oh, you want to coach? You want to coach?" And sure, but like I want to
Right.
put myself in a position to really affect change, and
So
whatever
hold
like
on, hold
how.
on. So when you were playing, when you had your teammates and all your colleagues in the basketball leagues that you were playing in, did you have a lot of these conversations about looking forward into the future and handling your
um
finances? Because even with artists, I know a lot of artists, when they get their first paycheck, they spend it on cars and this and that, and then it's done. That happens in sports as well. So
Yeah, I mean, it happens a lot. A lot of what I saw was just like, I mean, it was the coronavirus. Like, my money was down. A lot of my guys' money was down. Like, it just is what
yeah,
it is. A lot of people's money was down
yeah,
this year. So, um, as far as like throughout my career, I would always be the one kind of asking those types of questions. Maybe not
right.
specifically about our money, but
No,
like
but make them
I
think.
remember, I remember one of my teammates when I was on the Memphis Hustle. It was probably like 2, 3 months into the season at this point, and we were all just kind of talking about when we first met and like how the season was going and stuff like that. And he goes, "Yeah, I knew Kyle was different when I met him." And within the first 10 minutes, he was like, "Yeah, bro. So what do you want to be doing in 5 years, 10 years?"
Right.
And I was like, "You make a valid point, but it's always something, it's something that's on my mind. I think it should be on everyone's mind that
Yes.
is a professional. Like as a professional, you make a lifetime of money, hopefully, if you God willing, but you make the majority of the amount of money that you're gonna make up front in
While
the first,
your career.
five to seven, 10 years. So it's something that you really gotta be careful with,
Yeah.
and surround yourself with the right people who are educated that know what to do with that money to make it last, to sustain
Right.
it, to make it grow, to make it generational. There's a lot of things that you can do other than just like a lot of guys just have their money sitting in bank accounts, and then the big thing is real estate. So everyone wants to get into
Right.
real estate, but there's a lot of different avenues that you can invest in, support, put your money in, to
I
like
just want to
grow.
I just want to reiterate that you can make a paycheck right now. You can make bank right now. You can get all
hmm
the money in the world right now. But the whole thing is you have to think about how you're going to make that money last. If
Yeah,
this was your last working day, would you still have money for the next coming years? Because even though you have a limit on your years in sports, in music, and I'm going to do, because I know I have a lot of people in music
yeah,
business
no,
tuned
just like
in.
in
In music,
entertainment in
in
general.
music, you don't know if you're going to be successful with your next hit. You don't even know if the next person is going to knock you off your throne or your number one, even if you are that successful. So
hmm
that's not a time limit. You can make music for the rest of your life, but you don't know what the whole industry is going to do and what the demand is or how it's going to move. So also for those people, the same thing. Think about the paychecks you're getting right now. How can you make those last if this was your last paycheck?
Yeah, I mean that's really what we're here for. So we got a lot of NFL guys right now, and like the NFL draft is this weekend, and it's a lot of things like that coming up. And like one of the biggest things that I've kind of reached out and talked to our guys about is explaining to them that just say you get maxed out on your rookie deal in the NFL, it's about $660,000, and what we always show them is a slide saying that 660,000 equals about 340,000, and we
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, now tell us what we're talking about. Make that make sense. And
Right.
obviously most people say taxes, and yes, that's a big part of it, taxes. But then you want to go and buy that car. You want to
Yeah.
maybe help mom. You want to go
Buy a
maybe
house.
buy a house, but that's my thing.
Yeah.
Can you afford the house?
Right.
So a lot of it is future. So like, how much can we plan for the future while still
Mm-hmm.
allowing you to live the lifestyle that you want to live, and still,
Forecasting.
and set you up. So like, we live in a worst case scenario type of area, so that you can
Yes.
go and be the best. So if you're prepared for the worst in any situation, if you're prepared for the toughest, the worst, the most difficult, when it's time to go and do what you're meant to do, what you're called to do, you'll be a lot more relaxed. You'll be a
Right.
lot more, just lax about going into it
You
and
don't have to
trying
be
to be
stressed.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
So
won't have
you're
any stress.
So your purpose and your passion today is really helping people, set them up, helping set up people for the rest of their lives, literally.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's a great purpose to have, especially in an industry that is what you call a financial illiterate for most of the time.
yeah, for
And
sure.
so what are some of the things, the key points that you think are missing as far as coaching people in these industries where big money can fall out the sky out of nowhere?
Um, like I say with everything, I think it's preparation. I mean, you don't go into a studio and just randomly come up with a hit. You don't go and get ready for the NFL draft or NBA draft or even like
Right.
work without getting ready. Like, why would you not prepare for the success that comes with what
Mm.
you're preparing to achieve?
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that's one of my biggest things. That would probably be one of my biggest points to anyone. If you're preparing to be great, why would you not prepare to remain great?
Yes. That's a really good statement. That's a really good question.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
And
I
so,
mean, I don't know many people that are preparing to get money with the intention of losing the money. So,
no,
I mean,
the intention people have is spending the money. That's
right.
not losing, but that is
Hmm.
equal to losing the money. Spending the money
Hmm.
is losing the money unless you are set up for keeping the money while spending it.
Exactly. So, that's really our goal, is to help set you up in a way that will help you retain and also grow your income. Like,
Yes.
it's your job to make the bulk of your money,
Yeah,
clearly,
passive
yes, but
income is the best.
it's our job to make sure you keep as much as possible wherever and whenever you can
Right.
within your life.
Right.
And so that doesn't mean you can't go and live the type of life that you want to. Just make sure everything is in moderation. Make sure, what are your priorities? Are you planning for the next 4 years or the next 40 years of your life? And
So
that's something
I have to be very transparent. I am super bad with money. Super bad. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I have no responsibilities. I have no kids. I live my life. I've been through some stuff in my life that makes me feel like I earned, the right to live happy, but it's not smart. And I'm very aware of that. And so I was happy that I met you, and my brother is in banking and finances, so I should know better. But it's for me being in this industry, helping artists and creatives. I need to know these things, and I need to have a person that I can refer them to. And I know that you guys are now at 24 Wealth, you're building your entertainment division, and I'm
Yeah.
happy that I can be part of it, you know, helping you out with the information that you may need, or even, you know, sending clients your way. The misconception that I had, and probably most people have that are tuned in, is you don't have to have a whole bunch of money to already start building the relationships with people and companies such as yourself. Is that
No,
correct?
I mean, quite honestly, like I just said, you got to prepare for where you're going. And so like that's one of the points that we will continuously kind of try to drive into our clients too. But you don't. I mean, you a lot of why people, and more specifically, you know, my culture, minorities, however you want to phrase it, are in the place that they are is because of their mindset. And
Yes.
like you just said, I'm bad with money. People without money, societies without money, come up with a certain mindset about currency, about
Yes.
money, about commodities, about anything that is valuable. They come up with a certain mindset about it. And people who has excess, you know, who those commodities are in excess to, they don't think that way. They think,
Right.
okay, how can I get more? How can I go and just be happy with what I'm doing in life, rather than
Yes.
how can I get more?
Yeah.
That's two very
That's
different
a yeah.
concepts. That's two very different concepts.
Yes.
And when you really think about it, it'll make you act differently. It'll make you behave differently when you
Yeah.
do achieve what you're looking to achieve. So I think it's a big mental part of the game, just in terms of being ready for what you say you
No,
want and
it's
what you've worked for.
listen, our conversations prior to this one have had me thinking for real, not just on behalf of my clients, but the funny thing is that I never considered myself as a person that could make big money real fast, because I'm not an artist, I'm not an athlete. But the difference is, I also am not money driven. You know, everybody that knows me knows I'm
Right.
not money driven. I don't care about money. I'll give my last money away to somebody that needs it more. That's probably one of the problems with my mindset about finances, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I have to make sure I'm okay. And so when you and I started talking, I was thinking, wait a minute, if my clients get these big paychecks, I'm automatically getting big paychecks. So that made me feel like, hey, you know what? I'm in that position where I have to prepare for that, for the success of my clients, because their success is my success. And that
Absolutely.
made me really think different. So I definitely thank you for, you know, for making me think about that.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny because, like I've been saying, like when money isn't your motivation, it's crazy how it just finds you. And that's because of, you know, I think the energy that you surround yourself with, the energy that you put out of it. It's just, we all need it, Kenny. We all
Yeah,
need
we
it.
all need it, Kenny. Trust me. I need it, but I don't want it. That's the
Right.
yeah.
And that's a big statement. You know, like you need it, but you don't
I don't.
necessarily
Yeah.
want it.
I
Yeah.
don't work for money. I just have to have it to get around in life. That's yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, I really feel like it's people that live life with that kind of service towards others or themselves, because that's important too. But like with that type of service mentality, with that, you know, that drive to be great and not because of a monetary value, I think that's who. I mean, they get blessed. They get blessed. They
I'm
like
still waiting
doors.
on my
Yeah,
blessing.
doors open. Well, you know, it's coming. It's
I know
coming
it's
for
coming.
real. So,
And it's and when you talk about living your purpose and your passion, and I've said it multiple times in my life, my purpose is being in service of others. And that has nothing to do with money. It's just me wanting to see other people live their dreams. But when they live their dreams and they achieve their goals, they're successful. And that means I'll be successful. And money comes with that. That's nice and all, but I'm not in it for the money. But when it comes, I have to make sure I stay okay because even in this industry, we all know it's a dog eat dog world. These
It
people
is.
can't leave me, and there goes the bag, and now I
Mm-hmm.
got to do with whatever I made at that point, and that's when 24 Wealth comes in.
Yeah, I mean, and hopefully that's my point. Like, we really hope to be there before then, because we'd rather not be putting a fire out. We'd rather be laying a foundation so
Yeah,
that the
it stays
foundation
on.
doesn't break just in
Yeah.
case the house falls down. So
Oh, thank you, Post a lot. I just had to, yeah.
no, it's good. So like, that's really what our goal is. My partner Chris has just been awesome with that. We've really started to build out this division with a lot of NFL guys,
Mm-hmm.
and we're starting to look towards some basketball guys and get in the entertainment business, looking for all kinds of people,
All kinds of
just
people, yeah.
young people that are just kind of going after their dreams, and just whoever else that may need that help.
Yeah, that's great.
And
And so the NFL is coming to Clubhouse. Did you see that news?
I did.
How did you feel about that?
I mean, I feel two ways about it. I think, I think it's cool because, like, it's a way for them to, be relevant outside of the field, and get passive income. And, it kind of, I wouldn't say a face because it's just mostly voices, but like, it takes the helmet off of the NFL players, and like, I'm big on that. But at the same time, I mean, it could get dicey.
Right, but that's with everything.
Just with that type of access to people being just, because like right now it's just different. Like, they can pop in and out just like anyone else. But
Right.
But when it's specifically this person is going to be here at this time, and it could get a little dicey with anyone being able to come into a room and just all kinds of different stuff.
That's where coaching and media training comes in as well for these people, in my opinion. But I'm sure they'll be fine. But for you, moving into creating and expanding the entertainment division at your company, do you think Clubhouse is a great way for you to put in the information that people need about preparing for their success?
I think to some extent, for sure. I think it's a great way to network. I think it's a great way to kind of plant a seed, lay a foundation type of thing. And, with what I do, it takes relationships to be formed and built and trust. And, when whoever's handling your money, you want to have that connection with them to be able to go to sleep at night and not worry about it. So something that we do is we're just very hands-on with our clients. We try to communicate with them. A huge piece of what we try to do is to educate so that they can have a better understanding of what they can do, what we're doing, what the options are. And then, that provides that sense of comfort to the client as well. So
Absolutely, because people don't. I've said it to you guys last week. You don't trust everybody with your money. That's a big thing. So the same thing as me being a manager to some of these creative people. You don't trust everybody with your business. So you have to have that transparency, that trust, that comfort level, but also you have to understand what's being done. So you have to discuss everything that's being done for your business or for your money. So that makes it a good relationship. So for those who are tuned in, if you are looking to prepare financially for your success, make sure that, I'm bigging up 24 Wealth here and Kyle, but if it could be anybody else too in that field, obviously, if you're more comfortable with these people. But build the relationship. Don't just give everybody your money, because there are stories where people took the money and ran.
Like, I just think it's based on your comfort level. And like here at 24 Wealth, we really provide, that sense of openness and transparency. And it's really beneficial for us, at least in my division, especially, athletes and minorities and like, They
Yeah.
want to know what's going on. Like, let's get where's my money? Like, if I
Right.
need it, am I gonna be able to get it? Like, where exactly is it? What am I
Right.
doing with it? What are you doing with it? You know, it's a lot of things like that. So, you know, just building that relationship, like really genuinely. I always use the acronym HOT. So honest, open, and transparent.
Yeah.
So. If
You
you
gotta have
know,
a
if you
hot relationship.
yeah, you got to have hot relationships, and you got to come in hot, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And you gotta keep warm.
stay scorching, stay scorching. But
So I'm looking at the
yeah.
time. So we're about to close up this conversation, but I do want to ask on a more personal level, who and what are your inspirations today to be great every day?
I mean, I live by a lot of principles. Right now, I would say honestly, one of the biggest inspirations in my life is my mother. She just beat she's beating leukemia. She's on her way to beating leukemia.
Amazing.
So that's where, you know, I stayed home to do the transplants and stuff for her. And she's like every day getting stronger, not complaining. You
I'm
know,
gonna keep Mama Kyle in prayers.
I appreciate that, you know, but she's really just approaching this whole, you know, process of her recovery with, you know, just great strength and she's just been such a great example of, you know, how to stay mentally strong, how to fight to be physically strong, how to, you know, just continue to embrace your journey, even though, you know, I talk about hills and valleys, but it's like
Right.
she fell off a cliff when you get news like that.
Right,
So, you know, just how to not give up and how to press forward. And that's important for me, just especially with, you know, being a professional, transitioning over, you know, my whole kind of life got uprooted as well. I
Right.
averaged 20, 12, and 7 last year. I wasn't expecting to retire at
No.
all. So,
But you know,
you know,
it happened for a reason, because now
yeah,
you're helping all
exactly.
these other
So,
people. And you know, that's what people have to understand. When something happens, look at what that means for you and what your purpose is, like you said before. And for you
absolutely. I'm glad you
now,
guys like the acronym. I'm glad you guys like the
yeah, it
acronym.
is dope. For
Shout out
you to
Mike Todd.
actually, damn, I lost my train of thoughts. Lost it. Completely
It's
lost
okay.
it. No, because I was going to close off with this one. Oh, yeah. For you to now work at 24 Wealth, who would be, I want one name. Who would you really want to sign, so to speak?
Who would I really want to sign?
Yeah, who would you really want to sign?
One person I would say I really would love to sign, Duncan Robinson.
I have no clue who he is,
That's
but
my guy. That's my guy. I've seen him rise up. He went to a Division III school, and I spoke at a camp that he was at. It was the Academic All-American camp when he was in high school, and I was in college. I was still at Harvard, and I went and spoke at the camp. And you know, I met him. He was just like little scrawny guy. Went to a Division III school and just kept working and working. He's now, you know, he played in the NBA Finals last year for the Miami Heat, and
wow,
just like one of my favorite players to watch, and his success story throughout, you know, his short career so far. But just a great story and a great work ethic, and like I'm just really happy for him. Really, you know, seeing his progression,
we are going to speak it into existence. You're going to
absolutely.
sign Duncan Robinson.
Absolutely.
That's what I do in my talks. I speak things into existence, and when he signs with you, I'll expect a text message from you saying thank you.
I got you. So,
all right.
Shout out to my guy Duncan, though, man. Super happy for you.
Before we go, what is, and I know you gave out so much advice and so much gems and knowledge. What is one last advice that you want to give out to people that are watching this? You said so much already.
Yeah, I mean, I've told you guys a lot of the principles that I kind of go off of every day. I would really just say, I've been saying it, just embrace your journey. Everyone's journey is individualized. Everyone's journey is unique, and don't ever envy anyone. Just be happy for everyone's
Yes.
success, because that's how you attract more positivity and success towards you yourself. So,
Everybody can win. Everybody
yeah,
can win.
like if everybody hold it up, then nobody has to fall,
Yes.
So,
Amen to that.
so if everybody just holds it up and stay true to yourself and attack things on that level, then I really don't see how where the failure is, even if you don't accomplish what you're setting out to accomplish. Everybody can win if
we all have that mindset.
if everyone joins in that mindset. And also just accountability. I mean, I'm big on that. Maybe it's just my background.
No, it's a word that
like,
keeps coming back to me every day within my circle. So
yeah,
no.
I mean, accountability is huge. I think
Yes.
it's something that is overlooked in preparing for whatever you're doing. Like, hold yourself accountable.
But also
and
surround yourself with people that hold you accountable, not just
yeah, I mean, that's where I
naysayers.
was going. And also surround yourself with people that will, hold it up for you.
Yeah.
If everybody hold it up, nobody got to fall, like I keep saying.
Yeah.
So, like, if you set that standard for yourself, like, people are going to be looking at you almost like with a head scratch when you don't live up to that standard.
Right.
And so, if you set a bar for yourself that you got to wake up every morning and crawl to, walk to, sprint to, like, it doesn't matter, but I gotta, like, one of my favorite sayings is, I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
Yeah.
I gotta do whatever it takes, but I gotta have it. Because if I get it and then I can continue to be who I am, then I feel like that would just magnify what I'm able to do for others.
Yes. I
So
feel the same
I gotta
way.
have it. Yeah.
I feel the same way. I mean, my name is Pay. It has nothing to do with money, but it has everything to do with paying it forward. That's me.
I love it. I love it.
So, and with that, I'm going to close off the conversation. I want to give you a massive thank you for coming on, for telling us about your journey, about your so-called mistakes you've made, but also just how it is to move around as an athlete, because I think you're the first athlete I had on this whole series, and you're talking about 96.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you need to hook me up with some more athletes.
I got you for sure.
And no, thank you so much for also educating us a little bit about preparing for success. If anybody has more questions about this, please feel free to send Kyle a DM, and he can tell you a little bit more about it. And yeah, I'm just happy to be connected to you and Chris. Thank you guys for taking me in and building a relationship with me for my future success and my clients' successes. I just look forward to
I gotta have it. I see you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much again, and we'll definitely talk soon, because we already got the next Zoom meeting set
Absolutely.
up.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Pay, thank you very much for having me on your show. If you guys have any questions, financially, feel free to reach out. If you just want to connect also, please feel free to reach out, and keep supporting this queen doing this show, because she's making a difference and she's bringing positivity. So
thank you
so much. And you guys make sure you keep supporting Pay in everything she does. And thank you guys for tuning in. Absolutely.
Thank you. And I have to friendly ask you to see yourself out, because I don't have the click away button anymore. So we'll be in touch.
No problem. No problem.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, you guys have a great day. Pay, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And for having me on.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Not a problem.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
So, yes, this was another great talk, and I love how I'm switching it up with different types of people. And this is definitely a conversation that was necessary, or at least the information that was necessary for those who are looking to be successful. You have to prepare for your success in all types of ways, including your finances. Again, I'm very transparent when it comes to all this stuff in my life. I'm bad at finance, but I got myself a Kyle now. So he really made me think and made me understand how to move also for my clients. So yeah, I'm just yeah, I have to ask them to see themselves out. But no, I'm just happy to meet all these people. The network that I've created out of this series is amazing. Thank you so much for supporting me all the time. Every Monday and Wednesday, I'm coming up to my 100th talk soon in May. So I don't know, that should be a celebration or something. We'll see what I'll do for that episode. For now, I wish everybody a great day. Again, lots of positive energy. My energy is up. My levels are high. So whoever needs it, here's a little bit for you. And if you have enough positive energy, make sure you spread it around, because a lot of people are low on energy nowadays. And so, yeah, thank you so much again for giving me the energy. Everybody that supports me and tunes in, I see you guys. I may not always call out your names, but I see every one of you, whether I know you or I don't know you. I do see my regulars come back. So tune in next Monday. New guest, same pay channel, same pay time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.